88.1 XFM, Tauranga Tech Music Station. Also, another episode of Mic Time with Marty. I have got an old teacher of mine from the New Zealand School of Radio. She is a brand ambassador, also a radio news reader, and you might recognise her voice from the self-checkouts at our local supermarkets. To say hello to Debbie Griffiths.
Morning, Marty. You know, that's a well-guarded secret in other countries, who the voice of the self-service supermarket is, because they get so much flack and so much abuse. But no, it's I get friends hassling me about it. In this country, it doesn't seem to be such a secret. So thank you. It's really great to join you. Very flattering to be asked.
Well, thank you for taking your time. I know you've been busy writing and traveling. So for people that don't know who you are, can you just give us a little description of who Debbie is?
Yeah, sure. So I trained as a journalist. So I worked in radio newsrooms for about 20 years as a radio newsreader for the MediaWorks brands. From there, I went into TV presenting as a travel journalist for a show called The Cafe on TV3. I did that for 4 years. And I still write travel articles for Kia Ora Magazine, stuff.co.nz, Herald. I freelance basically. So I kind of call myself a content creator. So I take voice jobs and I also write marketing. So I write websites as well. I've just been asked to write someone's wedding vows. So yeah, I kind of, put fingers in lots of different pies. That's kind of how I juggle my life these days.
I love that saying, you put fingers in a lot of pies. It's like a very New Zealand saying.
Yeah, I guess so. I found that, over the years, the worst happens every so often. You get made redundant from a job and I think because I got told really early in my career, you can't just, because I was a writer, I was a journalist. So, and I went to work at a radio station and I got told straight away, you can't just write the news, you have to be able to read it as well. So I've been trained very early to do as many different jobs as I can. So I went into producing, directing, and it just keeps life interesting as well. I tend to have quite a short attention span, to be honest. So yeah, it just keeps me busy and I need a whiteboard with a lot of different lists and everything on it just to keep me on track. But it's fun, it's good.
I think don't we all, especially ever since I graduated from radio school, I've had all these lists of things that I need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to do this at a certain time.
Yeah.
Damn, my job is fun.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really cool thing to do, and you get to talk to lots of interesting people. I think that's what I've really loved about broadcasting, that you have this phenomenal opportunity to just talk to all these interesting people from loads of different walks of life. So yeah, I do feel very privileged to be in broadcasting. It can be quite hard at times and quite fickle at times, with job changes, but when you roll with the punches and you just go with the flow, then that's the best way to make the most of it. It is a fun career to have.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So what got you into TV presenting and journalism?
Journalism, I think I had kind of a natural affinity to writing. I was really lucky that the school I went to, Tauranga Girls College, had a journalism teacher. It doesn't anymore. My daughter goes there now and it doesn't have the journalism course anymore. So I was really lucky to get into journalism that way. It was pretty much the only thing I was good at the time. So I just ran with it and I went up to Auckland as a school leaver and studied journalism straight away. I was told when I was studying journalism that I wouldn't get into radio because my voice wasn't good enough, which was really frustrating. So one of my lessons to anyone who'll listen is just take people's opinion with a grain of salt. If you want to do it, go for it. So I did train to sort of bring my voice into more of a lower register so that I could do voice work, and I have been successful, as you say, as self-service supermarkets. I do the landmark homes ads. Into TV presenting, that was more of a relationship thing, and that was the other lesson that I like passing on, that life and opportunities is all about relationships in your life. It's who people want to work with. So I got tapped on the shoulder by a friend I'd worked with in radio who asked me to screen test for the TV presenting role when it came up. And so I think I was the only one he did screen test for that because I'd been writing travel articles. So so he asked me to do it. And so I just jumped in, and it was all about sort of shaking off the insecurities and the inhibitions, because everyone worries about, can I do this? TV is a little intimidating, but I just jumped in. I just thought, why not? Just give it a shot, give it a bash, and worked hard and did it.
Look at where you are now.
Yeah. I think if you say, one of my philosophies has always been to say yes, rather than saying no. The times that I've said no, I've kind of regretted it, because you can always say yes and then kind of say later, actually, this isn't for me. But I really believe in saying yes as much as possible and just giving everything a go. What's the worst that can happen? You mess it up. Well, we're human, sometimes we mess up. That's just life. You brush it off and you try again. So I gave it a go and it worked out really well. I enjoyed it.
So I'm currently politely stalking you. You had put a post up about your Tauranga kitchen takeover. What was that?
Oh, yeah. So, that's just another way that I have branched out and created another opportunity, because the travel writing, of course, with COVID has been so sort of, it's really taken a dive. So I actually took the opportunity. I wrote a few stories about Kitchen Takeover, which is a company in Tauranga that runs or creates secret supper experiences. So it's a pop-up restaurant and it's a different theme each time. So I've been helping out with marketing on that, and I'm writing a few articles about it that have appeared in Stuff and Kia Ora magazine. And they asked me if I would host as well. So that's getting up at the start of the evening and giving the talk about what we're doing and who we are, and then presenting each of the dishes to each table through the night. It's a 6-course degustation. It's a fine dining degustation experience. Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's just another thing that I never thought I'd be doing. I dabbled in hospitality when I was on my OE in the UK in my 20s. But that's just, that was about relationships as well. So the boss of the business said, hey, we think you would be a good fit for this role. So taking that on as well.
Well, I'm dabbling in hospitality as well. I'm working at Velati. It's an Italian restaurant here in Tauranga.
Oh, I love that restaurant. The one on the Strand?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I love that restaurant. I really do think that, all of these opportunities, it might kind of be going sideways. Someone asked me once, if it's not taking you up in your career, is it okay to do it? And I was like, of course, because your career is it's a zigzag, it's a roller coaster, it's a zigzag, it's taking you in lots of different directions. So make the most of every opportunity, and everything has a reason for being. I really think that, you might meet someone that you never expected to meet. You might at the very least, it's bringing in some money when the other form of income is lower, So take the opportunities and go for it. Yeah, hospice been good fun.
Yeah. So best place that you have travelled around the world?
Oh goodness. Oh wow, that's tough. I love going to hot places. I love white sand beaches. So Whitehaven Beach, the whitest sand beach in the world, and the Whitsundays is stunning. Let me think. I've done Hawaii a couple of times and I just love it. It's beautiful. I swam with manta rays on the big island of Hawaii. Yeah, I've had some amazing opportunities. I never take it for granted. I have to reassure you, I fully appreciate all of the opportunities that I've been given in my life. And I never would have gotten the chance to do that if I was just kind of making my own way around the world. So I think that when you think about how you want to spend your life, you think about what you can do, what your passion is, and whether there is a way to make money from that. So I think that's what I've been able to do. I feel a lot of gratitude for that. I'm very grateful.
So if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I would go, you know what? I'd go back to Indonesia. Oh, no, I'd go somewhere different. No, I'd go to South America. I haven't done any of South America, and I started Latin dancing about a year or so ago. And so I have a lot of Latino friends, and I started speaking Spanish as well. So that is somewhere I'd like to go and try out my Spanish. So Chile, I'd like to go to Chile. That's where I'd go. South America.
I would love to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing. Yeah, I love the different cultures. I love
Mm.
the life and the heat, and yeah, Spain as well. I'd like to go to Spain
Mm.
because it's Spanish as well, but a different, slightly different Spanish. So yeah. I mean, when you travel and you love traveling, you're always going to add more and more to your list, and usually it's about the people as well as the place. So I met a lot of really amazing people when I went to Indonesia, Lombok Island, a tiny little island. And I think of them a lot through COVID, because there must be a lot of people struggling, and especially those people who did rely on visitors coming to their country. So yeah, I think about Lombok Island, and I still keep in touch with people that I met there as well. So everything's about relationships, really, isn't it? It's making those connections with people, with other people around the world.
So, how is your spice tolerance?
It's getting better actually, and my ability to eat a lot of different food is getting better as well. Like I've eaten snails and on the um uh oh goodness me, where was it? Off New Caledonia. So these
Yeah.
massive snails cooked by a beautiful French chef. Yeah, so I'm really open to a lot of different experiences. Spice, let me think. Yeah, I can take a bit of heat in the cooking. I'll try. I'll give anything a go, really. I think that having respect for other people's culture and just giving it a go is I've learned not to be too picky. That and
Mm.
adventure tourism. I used to be really terrified of everything. But yeah, I've learned to be okay with heights and okay with speed. Like jet boats and stuff like that, hiking
Yeah.
and zip lining. Like I used to be terrified of everything, but I kind of had to, when there's a camera pointed at you and you kind of have to put a smile on and go for it, then
Yeah.
yeah, you put a smile and you go for it, because nobody wants to just watch someone drinking wine for a whole episode of a travel show. You've got to do stuff. That's
Well,
good.
that's what Gordon Ramsay did with when he was filming Uncharted. So,
Yeah. If you want to make good TV, then you've just got to go for it and make good TV. And I think that has really pushed me into a lot of different avenues and different areas that I never imagined I would go in. So yeah, I'm very grateful. And I never thought that I'd get into TV in my 40s either. I thought once I hit 40, it was pretty much like, no, they're going to hire all the young blonde
yeah.
people, and so I'm really grateful that I did get the opportunity, and that started in my 40s, that I was able to do that as just an average Kiwi chick. So yeah, I like that.
So, what advice would you give people that are wanting to get into TV presenting, journalism, brand ambassadoring?
I think that you need to work out your plan of where you want to end up, and then figure out the little steps to get there. So it might be a little bit of a winding journey. I knew that. Actually, I remember my friend saying to me, I'm very lucky to have a best friend who's also a life coach. And she said to me one time, "What's your ultimate job? What do you want to do?" I was reading news at the time. And I said to her, "I would love to be a travel presenter on TV." But there weren't any shows at that time being made. And I said, "But that's not going to happen because there just aren't any TV shows." And she said, "What is the first step you need to do?" So I was like, "Well, I guess I need to start writing travel stories to show that I can do that." So that's what I started doing. I wrote for free for a year. I didn't get paid for it. I would just take assignments and I would write for a Travel Digest magazine. I the way I got that, let me go back a step real quick because I jumped ahead a step. The way I got that gig was my friend suggested to me, she said, "They're just people, the editor of the magazine you want to write for, it's just another person. So just call up, ask her to take her out to coffees." And that's what I did. I said, "Hey, I'd love to pick your brain about what you do for a living. Can I take you out to coffee?" And she came along to that coffee, and I did buy her coffee, and she came along with a series of assignments that she needed. And I put my hand up for a couple of them, and I ended up writing for her for a year and built a portfolio of work that I then went to another editor and said, "Hey, this is what I've been doing for the last year." And that's when I started getting paid for my travel writing. So yeah, you've got to be the person to step outside your comfort zone. You've got to be courageous, because I am actually naturally quite shy, and introverted. So you've got to take a step outside your comfort zone and just put yourself out there and be brave and go for it. So yeah, I guess to sum it up, my advice would be brave, go for it. If it's not you, it'll be someone else. And my driving thought has always been, if someone else was doing that job, I'd be really gutted, because I'm pretty sure I could do just as good or better. So that's always been my driving thought, yeah, to just push myself a little bit harder.
Okay, then. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, goodness. That's a tough one, because I haven't seen what's happened in my life. I never saw it coming a lot of the time. I always hoped for it and wanted it. I always thought my career was going to be in journalism and hard news. I'm grateful that once I got kind of jaded and tired with the hard news, that I was able to pivot to a lighter style that suits my personality a lot more. You know, the travel and the sort of nice light interviews suits me really well. In 5 years, I would love to still be doing TV in some way, shape or form. I love doing the voice work when I'm in a voice booth with a microphone in front of me with someone directing me in my ear. That's my favorite place to be. And I hope that I'm still writing. I see myself on a balcony in the sunshine overlooking a beach, tapping on my laptop another article.
That's perfect.
Yeah, hopefully in 5 years I'll get there.
Well, you were talking about what was the first step to doing like your dream career. I think for me, because I've always wanted a talk show. Like, as you may know, I love talking. I love making people laugh, and especially doing these interviews. So what advice would you give me for someone that's wanting to get into TV presenting, but kind of a little bit different?
I think you're going about it the right way, Marty. I think you're already doing a really great job. So it's you're already, you've got your courageous hat on, you're approaching people and so I think you're doing a really great job already. I think it's getting and figure out who you want to work for and get on their radar, get noticed. So get noticed for the right reasons. So make sure you've got your portfolio under your belt. Of work that you like to highlight. Don't be afraid of not being perfect, because when you're starting out, we know what it's like to start out.
Yeah.
It's hard and you make a lot of mistakes, and that's absolutely fine. So we've been there as well. What people like is taking the initiative, and I think you've done that already. You're already taking the initiative, and so that's you're making great strides. So congratulations on that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. So Debbie, are you ready to play a game?
Absolutely. Oh, good grief. What is it? I'm scared. What are you doing?
So do you want to do music, acting, or voiceovers?
Oh, is that the game?
Yeah.
Voiceover, definitely.
Okay, so I deliberately bought some stuff here. So I'm going to show it to you, and I want you to make a script that you would do for a voiceover about that product.
Oh, normally I'm given the script, Marty. What are you doing to me? Go on then, show me what you got.
Okay, let's go.
I've got my pen and paper already. Oh my goodness. I always have
already.
Typical journalist. I've always got a pen and paper very close by. So, okay. Oh my goodness, I'm scared.
Your first one, Monster energy drink.
Oh, good grief. What even is that? My child had, you know what? My 12-year-old had one of those for the first time the other day, and he buzzed off the chart. So what is it? Monster. Show me it again, Marty.
Monster
energy drink.
And it's called Mango Loco.
So what do you want? A radio commercial?
Yep. A radio commercial promoting Monster.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me think. Monster energy drink. Mango Loco. Okay. Let me think. When you want to be transported to the tropics, when you want to be high on life and full of energy, get Monster Energy Drink. Mango Loco is the is the flavor for you. Don't give it to your 12-year-olds. On sale now at newworld.co.nz.
Hey!
Don't give it to your 12-year-old.
Don't give it to your 12-year-old. It was great.
So
Okay. Next one. The warehouse is selling Dawn of the Dead pillows.
Oh boy. Okay, the warehouse where everyone gets a bargain.
Yep. Or in my dad's eyes.
Okay, well, I'll do this one I'll do this in friendly style.
All right.
Okay. On sale now at the warehouse. Come and get your Dawn of the Dead cushions. Great for your lounge or your bedroom. On sale now. Open from 8 o'clock till 10 p.m. tonight. Come down to the warehouse.
Awesome.
You've got to have lots of different styles. When you're a voiceover, hey, you've got to do the straight, you've got to do the happy. And
yeah.
I remember when I did the supermarket ads, the self-service checkout, and I came in as a newsreader, and I was getting directed by a woman from America, and she kept saying to me, no, we want you to be happy. So I came in and I was like, do you need some assistance? So I was doing the straight newsreader. Do you need some assistance? She's like, no, be happy, just be Debbie, be who you are. I was like, so I ended up just going, do you need some assistance? Like it was actually really cool because I spent 3 hours recording all of those voiceovers in one go. And and it was the closest sort of most genuine voiceover that I've ever gotten the opportunity to do. So I really liked it.
Well, it's actually really funny. I would be going to like supermarket or something, and I'd be using the self-checkout or hearing it. It's like, wait, I know that voice. Someone's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm a radio school graduate. She taught my class. I'm very gifted.
And the funny thing is, every so often I normally use Countdown, but I accidentally went through. Oh no, I wasn't accidentally, but I happened to be at a pack and save, and I went to the self-serve, and it was me, and I'd forgotten all about it, and I was kind of looking around like, does somebody realize it's me? Because it is still quite an exciting thing. Even my kids get a buzz out of it. But no, even when I've asked for assistance in real life, I don't sound like I do on the recordings, I guess, or nobody really expects me to just bowl on in. So yeah, it's still pretty funny. It's pretty funny to hear it.
All right, last one, and then I'm gonna hit you with a plot twist. Dun dun dun. All right, let's go. Barbecue Pringles.
Oh, I love those. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Barbecue Pringles.
I've also got sour cream and chives, but barbecue's more.
Oh, barbecue's best. Pringles. Okay. So, what was the other one? Sour cream and chives. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, sour cream and onion.
Okay. When you don't know what to take to a barbecue, take Pringles. Just pop the top and enjoy the crunch. Pringles barbecue and sour cream and onion. Available now at Countdown. There's the 15-seconder.
Yes. God, those were a nightmare.
It's funny how your brain gets used to providing like a certain, because I used to do the weather in one of the radio jobs that I did, and it was the weather for every single part of New Zealand. So there were 20 of the same things, and they had to be 14.5 seconds. And you get really good at talking to 14.5 seconds. It's the most ridiculous thing. Yeah. So when you have to do that every single morning, you get really quick at it.
Okay, so plot twist. Doing voiceovers, I tend to dabble a little bit of them. You have to change your mood. You have to change your accent. So one of the little gifts that I've gotten is voice impressions. So I'm going to give you a voice impression. You're going to tell me who it is before you can try and impersonate the person yourself.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Go.
Hopefully this first one's easy. My fellow Americans, forget a bit of war. It's gonna be amazing.
uh, don't get vaccinated though. Make sure you stick some bleach directly into your bloodstream because that's the only way that you will kill COVID. You did it much better than me.
Okay, let's go. Oh, hello. I would like some vodka, please.
Don't know who that is.
It's just a normal Russian accent.
I'm awful at accents. I once had an audition for a newsreading role, and when I got to the audition, they said, "Oh, we need you to speak in an American accent." I was like, "Oh man, I thought I had this in the bag because I actually am a newsreader, but there's no way I can do accents. I'm awful at it." So no, I can't even do a Russian accent. You're very good at it.
Thank you. The only real like American accent is I could do like a typical teenage girl. Oh my god, you guys.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys, you kill me. I used to be a good mimic, and that's how I started in my newsreading because I did get told that I had a horrible voice. So I actually became quite a good mimic by a newsreader who I really admired at the time. We ended up becoming very great friends. We still are. But I became such a good mimic that there was a radio announcer that I was working with at the time, and he actually missed how you record. We would record the news.
Yeah.
To play at the top of the hour at about 7 minutes too. And if you missed it, you missed it. It's gone. But he one time cut off her sign off. He cut her name off. Ooh. So he got me to do her sign off because I sounded so similar to her. So he got me to just jump in cold and do the sign off.
Yeah.
And then I carried on. I did our local news, but I had to change my voice slightly for the local news. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I used to be a very good mimic. And that's how I kind of felt comfortable in my first few years. Yeah.
Well, I think doing voice impressions and like accents for me, I'm a very good mimic as well. Like I would walk down the road and I'd hear someone's like British accent. I'd be going, "Oh, hello, my dear. Thank you so much for coming." And they're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I have a friend who does that when we go. Oh, he was actually my cameraman that I worked with for years, and he would mimic whether we're in Ireland or in Taiwan, he would mimic the local way of speaking. And it actually got to be quite embarrassing because it was almost like he was taking the piss out of them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's not mocking you. He just doesn't even realize that he's doing that. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Okay. Debbie, I'm going to give you the floor. Promote yourself. Instagram, Facebook, everything.
Oh, thank you. Look me up on it. That's so cool. Look me up on Insta. I love posting stuff on Instagram. So Travel Presenter Deb is my Insta handle. I should do more on Facebook, but I don't do a lot. But I'm Travel Presenter Debbie Griffiths on Facebook. One of the things on my to-do list is to do my own website, but I haven't gotten there yet. It's still on my to-do list. But yeah, any followers on my Insta, I would absolutely be so appreciative of, because I love hearing from people. Tell me where you'd want to travel and tell me what you're up to. Cool. Hey, thanks, Marty. I appreciate it.
No problem. Who would you like to see next on Mike Time with Marty?
Oh, goodness me. Let me think. Get someone like Jeremy Corbett. He's just great at TV and radio. I've been listening to him for years and following his career. I really love him as a broadcaster. I think he's just genuine and natural. Go for Jeremy Corbett.
Do you watch Laughing Someone's at all, or have you heard of it?
No, I don't. I think I have heard of it. Is it on at the moment? Is it online somewhere?
Yeah. I'm possibly interviewing the big someone dude. The really funny ones. Fingers crossed for that.
Oh, and cool.
Possibly my idol Jim Carrey.
Wow.
Please, come on.
Wow. Well, you know what? If you don't ask, you don't get. So go for it. go for it. Dream big. Honestly, I'm so proud of you, Marty. Well done, you. I think you're doing amazing. Keep pushing. Keep going. Live the dream. Honestly.
Oh, Debbie, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
I am going to be working at Kitchen Takeover this evening, and then I've got a Latin dance party to go to. So I'm just going to be working. I'm tidying up the house today, and yeah, so not too much. So I've enjoyed talking to you. Thanks for that.
No problem. Make sure you got your dance shoes on and have a great night.
All right. Bye, Marty.
See ya.